My precious. Oh, I hope everyone has had a great week. I guess, several weeks if you do include just the Wednesday one since last time we had a chat. I was just stroking my ring of power here. That's going to be the dirtiest quote I've ever said, stroking my ring of power. Anyways, super excited because this came out recently. This is the extended edition. Oh, wait, hold on. Get the little symbol there. Blu-ray. I have been waiting for this since I heard they were releasing the first ones on Blu-ray. Really, not too much to say about it right now. I got it last night because it just came out yesterday, and I watched Return of King, sorry, The Fellowship of the Ring, high def, beautiful, sounds great. There's really not too much to say right now. Ooh, hold it so we can see. You know, it kind of opens up. There's a little map, and you can see some of the main characters, and then each disc kind of comes out like that, and that includes your movie and all of your special features. For those of you who, like me, who are kind of a little bit annoyed by the fact that you always had to switch discs on the DVD. Unfortunately, this is the same thing for the Blu-ray. You have to switch discs halfway through. I guess that kind of gives people a chance as an intermission to go to the bathroom. Also, because they have to run the movies through with all the commentaries of the actors, directors, all that kind of stuff. I guess they just can't get onto one disc. I would have preferred if they'd put it onto all the movie on one disc and some of the commentaries on one disc, or the movie and two commentaries and the rest of the commentaries. Whatever, that's the way they've decided to do it. There's not too much that we can do about that. I was looking on the back there, and there's something like 26 hours of added features. A lot of them, I believe, were on the DVD versions of the extended edition, so I've actually watched a lot of the material. I think I'm going to rewatch it because it was awesome, and they're got to be my favorite movie trilogy, and I forgot some of the things. So maybe one day in several millennia, when I've finished watching some of the special features or all the special features, I will do more of a formal review. But for now, that's just kind of a quick little thing. Excited about that, hoping to watch some. It's actually Canada Day. It's kind of like our Independence Day coming up, and I'm like, Lord of the Rings movie trilogy marathon? Maybe. Anyways, so we'll see about that. I will let you know about that. For those of you who tuned into the one that the video blog that I did on Saturday, I guess it was, I was kind of explaining how over the next 10 days, mostly over the summer, I guess that will be, I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite superheroes and my 5 favorite super villains. And I was going to start that today with my number 5 favorite supervillain, Harley Quinn. Those of you who are not too familiar with Harley Quinn, she was mainly featured in the Batman animated series. And I know, I said that I was only going to do comic book characters, but although she's not really, she's been in a few comics, not in a lot, she comes with that sort of comic book genre, so I'm going to throw her into this mix. For me, she was probably the best thing about that 90s Batman series. There's a few other things that were really good too. Mark Hamill, the Joker. Very interesting character. To me, it shows a lot of interesting things, kind of why I like her as a villain. She's this doctor that the Joker is able to kind of manipulate, and she's kind of in love with him. That's essentially the base gist of her character. She has first of all, she has lots of great quotes, like, her, Mr. J, and her pudding. So those are really great and fun to say. And she has that kind of, I guess it's like a New York or New Jersey kind of accent that's kind of very interesting and very almost, I don't know, like a mob feel to it. Like the Joker, she's crazy. But sometimes it seems like she's just crazy. Unlike the Joker, who seems like he's maybe calculated crazy. I like the Joker, she can switch personas, which is awesome. Like, you'll see sometimes in that thing where she'll be like her doctor kind of form and she'll fool someone, and Joker doesn't seem to be able to quite do that the same way. So that ability to switch, that deception that she has, although she's completely infatuated with the Joker, she did go out on her own too, and I really like that about her, that she's able to go on her own and go with Poison Ivy or do her own thing. So although she's, completely committed to her pudding, her Mr. J, she has kind of that own crazy side to her that makes, to me, a very dangerous villain, because you just don't know whether she's on her own, she's working with the Joker, is she kind of normal, is she insane, what she's doing, the voice, everything. Another reason why I really like Harley is that just some random guy who does videos on YouTube features Harley quite a bit, and she's just a great character in that too. So Harley Quinn for me is number 5. I mean, just before I go on to anything else here, I will say there's some honorable mentions. Doctor Doom, Galactus, some of the ones I was thinking of. There's more honorable mentions too. There's a lot of the people that could have been in that number 5 spot. I think I just barely give it to Harley. As I was mentioning in that video before, I was hoping that each one of these video blogs I would explain this character and why I kind of rank them where I rank them and why I like them. And I would do something else connected to that character. So for this week, I'm going to do a video review of this Harley Quinn action figure that, I guess it's more of an action figure, it's more of a statue, I guess. Whatever. I forget what they're called, that I got while I was away. So I'll try to get a good kind of look here. There's her face. Look at that smile. That smile I think is very indicative of why I like her. It's kind of that, is this an evil smile? Is this a, what kind of smile is that exactly? Goes up, to-do. You have the sweet hammer, which is all bloodied, which is just awesome. And if we flip around to the back, there's the back of her. Goes down. And then they have kind of her name written right there. So that is that statue. That is pretty cool. Just I guess a little bit about it. It was roughly $100 Canadian. So on the price thing for what you get, I would kind of put it at maybe a 5 or 6, because there's no posability to it. So everything is set where it is. You can't move anything. The hammer's set there. Her arms don't move. Her legs don't move. So for sort of the ability to pose it or move it or that sort of thing, I can't really review that, so I'm just going to give it an NA, a not applicable. For the actual look, I think the look is brilliant. Again, I was talking about that smile on her face. I love the blood hammer. If you look closely, I have no idea whether this camera is going to pick it up or not. So it probably doesn't. And you're probably going to be like, Rob, why are you showing me a very close view of Harley's pelvis? So yeah, I don't think it really did. But if you look at it closely, they have like little folds where her pants kind of, her little like jumper, her onesie, if you will, would fold. Just a lot of really good details on this figure. And it's got a stand too. Okay, just as a side note, if you are an action figure company maker dude and you're watching this, always put a stand with your figure. I don't know how many things I have here that don't have stands and they're always falling over. People want to play with them, they fall over or whatever. Please, especially if I'm paying $100 for it, give me a stand. So that. And then what was the last thing? The last thing I was going to look at was the package for it. So it's one of these, limited editions. I believe there was only 6,000, 5,000 made, something like that. So I have, it's got one of those little certificates of authenticity with it, which is always good. Yeah, this box is pretty simple. It's got her picture, has a little explanation about her on the back and some of the other figures that are in this series, in this CoverGirl series by DC. And it's packaged in foam quite nicely so that I was able to actually move it, travel with it a couple 100 kilometers for us metric people and not have any problems with it getting broken at all. So overall, I would give this figure of Miss Quinn an 8 out of 10. I really, really like it, and it's actually kind of had a pretty prominent place there. I have a little shelf right there that I put it on. Probably noticed that it's changed since previous video blogs. So I think that is about it for today. Next week I will have a new question. There'll be a new person. This time I'll be looking at my number 5th favorite superhero. And hopefully, for those of you who saw the first video, the message board will be officially up and running between now and next Wednesday. But certainly by next Wednesday it will be up and people will go and check out and answer the question that I have there, because often it's just not easy to do. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, since I didn't get to say that before. And watch Lord of the Rings. Go get that if you haven't had it, or just pull out your old DVD copies and watch Lord of the Rings. That's all I can say, I guess. And so say we all.